There you go.
Good morning once again.
Morning.
You are listening to Rose of Life Missionary Baptist Church, located at 1302 West 74th Street in Chicago, Illinois. Our pastor is the Pastor Jasper C. Edwards Jr. here in Chicago. We are live streaming due to the fact of the coronavirus outbreak, and we are trying to keep in line with our government. To the Rose of Life members who will be signing on and tagging on, we want to thank you. Your tithes and your offerings are still welcome. You can email, you can send them by PayPal, or run by with your mask on and drop them off at the box. We honor you, we welcome you to come on, sign on, and just become a part of. This morning we were able to have our Sunday school hour. We were taught by our own chairman, Deacon Joseph Lee, and we thank God for him doing a tremendous job. And for the very few people who are here today, I thank you for braving and coming out just to be a part of the service. Just to be a part of this service. Listen, in lieu of who's ever watching on this Facebook channel, we want to make sure that we keep it on the up and up. We do respect Mayor Lightfoot as well as Governor Pritzker. We are not more than 10 in this assembly, and the police have already been on the property to make sure we do respect that. For those of you who are staying at home and you have a condition, I thank you for not trying to prove the point. If your resistance are down, come on, stay at home, tune in, find out how to do something. But for those of you who have just been overconfident with fear, we are praying for you. We are definitely praying for you. Listen, as we get ready to move forward into this service this morning, once again, thanking all of you who are here, the few that are here, and those of you who are tuning in on this Facebook channel. We're going to 2 Timothy chapter 1. As Deacon Joe stated it so many times this morning, God has not given us, He has not given us the spirit of fear. So I want to read for you today, and we're going to analyze it, get through with it so we can move on. Verse 7 in that chapter states these words. I'm reading from a different verse. 2 Timothy chapter 1. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 reads as follows. God's Spirit does not make us cowards.
Amen.
Different. It does not make cowards out of us. The Spirit gives us a power of love and self-control. Verse 8, just for free, verse 8. So do not be ashamed. Do not be ashamed to speak for our Lord, and do not be ashamed of me. Just because I am in jail for serving Him, use the power that comes from God and join with me in the suffering for telling the good news about our Lord and Savior. You may be seated. For those of you in the house, once again, you are listening to the Rose of Light Missionary Baptist Church Hour of Power here. We'll be here for an hour. Our pastor is Jasper C. Edwards Jr. We're located at 1302 West 74th Street in Chicago, Illinois. For those of you who are members who are tagging on, who did not come, your tithes and your offerings are still welcome. You can send them by PayPal, or you can just drive up with your mask on, drop them in the mailbox. Hallelujah. And for those of you who are tuning on, just to be tuning on, your donation is welcome as well. Here Timothy gets some instructions, and Timothy is going through a change of order, and his order's change makes him afraid. I have been stating this for years, and I'll state it again. One of the greatest things that scares us is change. Change is the only thing that makes us fear a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
And so Timothy runs into a calamity because his fear comes up. His mentor, Paul, is locked up in jail, and now Timothy has to stand on his own to do this. Let's leave Timothy in Paul's setting, and let's walk into 2020, where the coronavirus has taken over our country. Yeah. And not only has it taken over our country, but it has now given us a new norm for living. It was something last night to be in the house at 5 o'clock and not able to go out. I don't know about a lot of folks, but I haven't been in a house at 5 o'clock on demand in a long time.
Amen.
It was almost like Mama said, you better get here at 5. And when I got there at 5 and was able to stay in the house at 5, it was something special to me. It was something that I got a chance to take a look at in my life and to put some things into perspective and say these words. Man, even though the times are hard, God is still good. See, fear couldn't take me and make me say, because it's 5 o'clock, it's the bewitching hour. At that 5 o'clock hour moment, God stepped in. He started dealing with me, started talking with me. I'm praying to him, and he's responding back to my prayers. And as we're conversating back and forth, the first thing God drops in my spirit is that what's on the other side of faith? Fear. And if fear can capture you, and fear can take you, fear will make you think the things it wants to make you think. Now, by all means, I am not saying this to point fingers at anybody, but the government only can tell you what the government can tell you. And what they're telling us is for our safety. It's for the safety of the country. I'm talking to those of us who believe in our Lord and Savior. I don't want you to take this and run with this as your shield of saying, hey, I'm invincible. But I'm standing here to say these words. God has not given me a spirit of fear. Come on now. Do I know that this virus exists? Yes, I do. Do I know the seriousness of this virus? Yes, I do. Do I understand this virus? Yes, I do. But here's what I understand more. I've trusted God in my life through situations worse than this virus. Whoa, somebody may say, wait a minute, Reverend, worse than this virus according to my life. This virus has to get me, get inside of me, and infect me in order for me to get sick. There were some things in my life that had caught me, got me, shook me, and was ready to destroy me.
Yes, sir.
But if it had not been for the faith that I had in my God, I would have been gone.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I stand here on this Sunday morning preaching these words. Let these words of Timothy echo in our hearts and in our ears as he encourages us. Timothy is giving us instructions on how to handle pandemic situations. Timothy is giving us an encouragement message on how to handle things that shake us to the core. Timothy is now speaking to us in 2020 from a dispensation a long time ago that it's time for us to stand on the very principles in which we say we believe in. How could you have faith if God never tests the very thing that you claim you have? You believe that you've been tested because you were short $1 and somebody came to your rescue in the line. That wasn't a test of faith. That was a test of God's favor. Here is the test of God's faith. When everything is going crazy and there's no answers anywhere, whom do we trust in now? It's like they said, and as Deacon Joe stated this morning in the teaching of the Sunday school lesson, when you look at the news, it's more horrifying to see it on the news because they're always showing the bad situation. People are fighting over toilet tissue. Stores are empty. And man, it looks like that we're here in a science fiction movie.
Yes, sir.
Orson Welles has written our play for us, and he states that the end of the world is near. But here, my God, according to 2 Timothy, puts it like this. Though it's pandemic, though it's frightening, my fear cannot overweigh my faith. My fear cannot tell me that my God is impossible to do anything. So Timothy speaks encouragement to us. He gives us a set of instructions. As Paul leaves him a set of instructions. Now watch what Paul does to Timothy, even sitting behind bars. The link is still there. He links up with Timothy sitting behind bars to express to let him know that although I'm sitting in a position behind bars, my faith still works with you. In other words, you cannot see me, but trust me, I've got your best interest at heart. You don't see God, but he's got our best interest at heart. And I understand that when you go outside and the streets are clear and people are roaming back and forth with the different masks and gloves on, it looks almost as if God has turned this back on us. But can I say this with a wave of my hand? That if you are a child of God, God has not turned his back on you. God is still walking with We're living in a moment of time where we have to sit and set the example. And the example that we have to set is the example that we still believe in our God.
Yes, sir.
It's only a handful of us that will honestly state and say these words. I'm walking this walk because my God is still walking with
Yes,
me.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm standing my stand because my God is still standing
Yes,
with
sir.
me. Hello to all of you who are signed on with live streaming. I just want you to understand that the encouragement that Timothy is given comes and gives us ability to move forward
Yes,
through
sir.
these crises.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This is a crisis for us, America. This is a crisis for us, the people of America. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Chinese,
Yes, sir.
whatever
Yes,
ethnic
sir.
you are. We're
Yes,
all
sir.
in this together.
Yes, sir.
And I'm talking to those who are believers. If you can hear me, according to this streaming that's going forth, if you are a believer, this is not a time to go, woe is me. This is a time to stand up and say, my God will make himself present in the midst of this mess.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My God will show up in the pandemic situation. Matter of fact, if you don't mind me saying this before we get ready to close this thing out real quick, if you don't mind me saying this, it's almost like a Red Sea moment.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Where we're trying to move, but every obstacle seems to be in our way. Just like the people of Israel back then who didn't understand that God was moving them forward, every time an obstacle came in their way, they started complaining. I want to talk to some of you who are sitting at home looking at this live stream. Stop complaining and start praising God where we are.
Yeah.
Some folk wish they had the ability to praise God.
Yeah.
And I understand, now let me make this clear. I understand you have to stay at home. Some conditions tell you to stay at home.
Yeah.
If you have a bad health, stay at home. By all means, stay at home and protect yourself. But for those of you who are operating on because I heard somebody say, don't go outside, shame on you. And the next time when this is all over, you'll be the first one in church holler about, my God can do anything but fail. But yet you refuse to put him to a test in which your faith should be tested. I'm not telling you to do anything reckless. But what I'm telling you is that if you're going to trust God, man, you have to trust him wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Red Sea experience. You see, when God showed up there, all they saw was all of this water in front of them.
Yes, sir.
They saw the cloud of Pharaoh's army running up behind them. Mountains on each side, too high to climb. I don't know about you, but if you were stuck in that type of situation, the first thing you would probably say is that I've come to the end of my road. But God shows up. And when he shows up, he opens up the sea. He parts it. And in the parting of the sea, they have to go through it. Now, there were some folk in that large, massive crowd who was saying, this ain't going to work. We will die.
Yeah.
And there were some folks saying, as long as I got my Jesus, I can make it through this mess. He goes on to even show in this Red Sea experience, he held the water up for a numerous amount of time. People were crossing on the bottom of the water. Now watch what God does because of our faith in him.
Yes, sir.
Not only does he part the sea, not only does he hold Pharaoh's back, hold him back, but just for those of you who in 2020, let me help you. He makes sure that your Stacy's, he makes sure that your red bottoms don't get messed up because he not only holds the water back, but he dries the floor in which they have to walk on. So I can catch that one in a minute.
Yes, sir.
He dries the floor so they can walk on it. So won't nobody holler about, I got mud on my shoes.
Yes, sir.
And I can't walk through this mess. He clears it up so they can walk all the way through it. Shoes dry, everything
Yes, sir.
intact, everything in place. And just as the last one enters on the other side, understand this one too. that in order to get to the other side, somebody's got to go through something. This coronavirus is real, but at the same time, it's not going to kill me as a believer. I hope you got this, but it's not going to take me out as a believer because I know that my God is greater than this coronavirus.
Yes, Lord.
Speak it.
He goes and he brings him through. And just like he showed him, he says, I'm telling you, I got your back all the way. He releases the wall of fire. Pharaoh them come barreling through it because they saw believers go through it. And he lets the wall come down, killing all of them.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that like God?
Yes.
You seen what you're seeing?
Yeah.
And God says, listen, just because it looks out of control, I have control of it.
Yes, sir. Right. Yes, sir.
I'm still in control.
Yeah.
So Timothy goes on to say that God gives us a spirit that doesn't make us cowards. The spirit of power, of love, and self-control. Paul, sitting in jail and still have encouragement and gives instructions to his son and the ability to make things happen with love.
Yeah.
And then self-control.
Yeah.
People, if you're watching this live stream, I want to talk to you for 1 second. Give me just a few minutes before you tune me off. In order to get through what we're going through, the very first thing you must do is exercise self-control. You cannot let the news, the President of the United States, and all of these other officials stand up there and feed you this stuff to make you afraid. You have to stand firm on the Word of God. Please listen to me, those of you who are Bible readers and Bible believers. This is not the very first pandemic God ever had to deal with. It's not nothing new to God. He's not sitting there scratching his head going, what do I do? This is nothing new to him. And if you don't mind me hollering at you for a second, he even caused some himself to get some folk attention.
That's the word.
And even in the causing, he told those who were believers how to get over this.
Yes, sir.
Let me drop this one for free.
Yes, sir.
He said, put the blood all over the post of your house, and I'll pass right over you.
Yes, sir.
Let me get ready to close. It's been a great time. Let me get my radio voice on. You are listening to the Rose of Light Missionary Baptist Church Hour of Power, where our pastor is the Reverend Jasper C. Edwards Jr. We're located at 1302 West 74th Street in Chicago, Illinois. Those of you who are sitting at home, you can still send your tithes and offerings. We have a PayPal account. You go on our website and check it. And you can also stop by with your mask on and drop it in our mailbox.
Amen.
For those of you who don't belong here and just want to send a donation, same principle apply to you. Go back to what we were saying here. He says, listen, I need you to understand one thing. As we move forward, he says, just be in control.
Yes, sir.
I do have you ready, and I'm willing and able to walk with you. So as God moves you forward, as God walks you through this thing, he goes on to say, we are living, but yet at the same time, I'm still walking you through.
Yeah.
He goes on to say that not only am I walking you through, I'm going to bring you out of this.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm going to walk you through the worst time ever. I'm going to move you through the trying times ever. I'm going to get you through all of these things.
Yeah.
Timothy gives us the encouragement as Paul releases it to him as we get ready to close. He says, I understand the pandemic.
Yes, sir.
I understand what's going on. But yet at the same time, you need to understand that I have not given you a spirit of fear in these times. I have not told you to be afraid. Matter of fact, he goes on to say, be encouraged. He goes on to Psalms, and you look at Psalms, he says, I am your Lord, I am the shepherd, and I will go with you. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Anybody here with me?
Yes, sir.
He says, not only that, but as we move forward, I can actually move mountains. mountains out your way. Now, wait a minute. If God can move a mountain, how come he can't move coronavirus out of the way?
Yes, sir.
Stand with me and agree with me. Give high five and tell somebody that my God is getting ready to bring us out of this.
Yes, sir.
I need all the preachers who's tuning in, anybody who got a preacher who's tuning in, stop praying just for yourself and start praying for a nation to become recovered.
Yes, sir.
Because God is getting ready to take this whole mess and turn it all around and put something in it for us.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
getting ready to close here. As I close this thing out, I need you to understand, if you're watching this thing, if you listen to this thing, stop sitting at home shaking and trembling and stand up and get your Bible out and speak the word
Yes, sir.
over
Yes,
your
sir.
own life. He said, I've given you this word so that you can speak encouragement over your life. I've given you the authority to speak over your own self.
Yeah.
In this, we are
Yes, sir.
strengthened. We are strengthened. We are strengthened. In this, we are strengthened.
Yes, sir.
In this, we are strengthened.
Okay.
Let me close this out. Thanking all of you as we live stream. Thanking you for tuning in, not only this time for our Sunday school hour as well. Our prayers today is that we're praying that God would keep you through this crisis time.
Yes, sir.
We're praying for our government. We're thanking our government, Governor J.B. Pritzker, as well as our own mayor, Mayor Lightfoot, for taking the precautions to keep us safe. To the folk who are out there, to the police officers out there, the nurses are on the front line, we're praying for their protection.
Yes, sir.
We're praying for them. We're praying for them. We ask that you do not go into fear and to panic. But remember, God is still in control.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Once again, God is still in control. Once again, to our folk that didn't make it today, if you have an illness, your body, your immune system is weak, thank God, stay at home.
Yes, sir.
But for those of you who listen to the news and got fear in your ear, I'm praying for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm praying for you. But nevertheless, once again, our tithes and offering, you can go on our line, and they have an account set up. You can go that way. Or like I said, you can get in your car, put your mask on, drive in, drop it in the mailbox, and go to your destination. Wherever you go, you go back home. How you do it to our viewers, with our members, our church. You just want to give a donation. Same principle applies. Once again, you listen to the Rose of Life Missionary Baptist Church, where we're located 1302 West 74th Street here in Chicago, Illinois, where the Reverend Jasper C. Edwards Jr. is our pastor. And we thank you. God bless you. We're praying for this country. We're praying for you. Good night.
All right. Amen. Amen.